She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. We are so very blessed that you decided to join us today. Really, our whole team. We love getting together to talk to you and to bring content that makes you go, and sometimes challenges you to make changes in your life. Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and today we're going to be talking about success from a different scope. You see, the status quo for success is continuously marketing to you information and products, goods, and services that are actually taking you to a path of failure. One and very, very specific area of things that society is marketing to you are foods that are killing you. You're like, but Dani, what does food have to do with my success? It has everything to do with your success. Why? When I was 24, I had a heart attack. When I was 25, I had a nervous breakdown and tried to take my own life. My scope and my definition of success was money, number one. Number two, money. Number three, money. I'm going to let you guess my fourth goal or priority or definition of success. You got it. It was money. I sacrificed my health. I sacrificed my marriage, and I sacrificed my kids. I was working 80 to 100 hours a week, 15 to 18 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Do the math. 100 hours a week, killing myself for almighty dollar, because almighty dollar became my God. What I found later on in life is that was very painful. That was a suffering that I never wanted to endure again. And I began to take better care of my health. I began to be the wife that I had signed up for, that I exchanged vows for. And I began to be the mother that no longer was neglecting my family. I rearranged everything in my life. And I began to ask myself, what is success to me? What is success to me? What should be in my picture of success? Well, I know that every day that you connect with us on this program, that we challenge your definition. And hopefully, if you've been watching this for a week or you've been watching this for years, that you have kind of defined what it is for you versus being spoon-fed what society wants you to buy, and they call that success. Joining me today, and I'm so excited, I have my friend, one of my oldest friends, that is going to be here with us via Skype on today's program. Her name is Vicky Lead. She lives in Redding, California. Vicky and I were roommates when we both were 17 years old. Vicky and I met as two young girls who had an interesting path and a past, and we've had an interesting path from that time. Vicky and I were together when I was, I dropped out of high school. In fact, I lived with her when I dropped out of high school. She was there the day I found out I was pregnant out of wedlock. She was also there the day that my boyfriend, who was a Christian, who came, screamed, hollered at me, telling me to get an abortion. And that's the same day that Vicky kicked him out of our apartment and said, get out of here. Vicky has been an amazing woman in my life. Her family as well, as I was disowned by my parents when I got pregnant, obviously judged severely by everybody who I thought went to church, and I had no other place to go. You know, my parents took away my car. I had no way to get to work. Vicky offered me my first job. I got to have, not my first job, but a job while I was living with her. She was running her dad's, inside of his nutritional store, there was a yogurt shop, and she was running that part of it. I'm pregnant. I feel like I'm going to throw up every 5 seconds as I'm making yogurt and making soup and breads and all of these things that Vicky had going on inside of this little deli shop in the back of a health food store. Just the smell of the vitamins alone were enough to make me hurl by far. So you are going to be a part of a conversation that my girlfriend and I are going to have, and we're going to be talking about what has happened with our foods in our current world, and something that her and I have never stopped learning about, ever. Even when there were seasons in our lives that we were not in touch with each other, we were both making babies and being married and making mistakes and growing businesses and making some more mistakes and growing businesses and building houses and all of these kinds of things. even then, we still stayed on the same nutritional path. And both of us are a little upset about what we see in food quality. She's recently started a company with her husband called Amazing Foods. You'll actually see her product at Walmart. You'll see her products in 400 stores throughout Walmart, where it's a gluten-free, all organic products for making, incredible pancakes to muffins to, we'll let her share you with what her whole line is, but that's what she's got right now. So Vicky, let's talk about GMO. Let's talk about gluten-free. Let's talk about the effect that non-organic foods have had on our society. And why? Why did you start Amazing Foods?
Well, thank you, Dani, for having me. And starting Amazing Foods was kind of a response to, I didn't want to feed my family what was available. We eat gluten-free, as you know, you talked about the nutrition, and we just wanted something healthy. I did not want another $6 bag of starch. So that was it. That was the options. There are a lot of gluten-free products, but just not anything that was organic. I wanted ancient grains. I wanted quinoa and amaranth, and I wanted food value. So that's how we started. Really replacing the things we love, like pancakes.
Right. So I want to eat healthy pancakes. I want to still eat those healthy muffins. I want to eat cookies that are not packed with GMO and all that nasty stuff, but I want to eat a healthy version of cookies that still taste amazing. By the way, Vicky is an amazing cook. Amazing cook. But Vicky, so why? Why did you want something that was organic? Why did you want to eat gluten-free?
I believe, and I think a lot of people believe, that our food system is broken, and that's just, I don't want to eat a plastic apple. I want to eat a real apple. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when you have the choice to go to the market, you're kind of picking up the plastic apple. Mm-hmm. So I wanted organic. I wanted real. I wanted something that didn't have chemicals in it to feed my kids and power my family.
But why? Why do you want something real? Why not buy the apple that's got a bunch of plastic over the top of it to make it look like it's shiny and make it look perfect? Why?
It is prettier, but I care about people. I care about people, the health involved in that. You cannot get the nutrition you need from processed foods in the same way you can get them from organic foods. You just can't, it's not there available to you, and your body needs that.
Yes. So here's some interesting statistics. Okay. So GMOs, these are genetically modified organisms. In the last 20 years, there has been a massive increase of GMOs in our foods. Our government has tampered with the seed, and all to be able to grow more. So they even have put cockroach DNA into the corn so that it works as a natural pesticide. So when you're eating the corn, you're eating cockroach along with that. I mean, I just literally had this vision, Vicky, when I first heard about that. I literally had this vision of like me and my kids growing little antennas. Do we have any idea with what they are splicing the seed with and how they're tampering with the seed, how that's going to affect us as humans? What kind of mutations are going to happen inside of our physical bodies with all of these chemicals, dyes, or this splicing of the seed just so that the growers can make more money, so the corporate farmers can make more money, make it win? Why? Do they need to make more flipping money? Do you not have enough wealth, you multi-billion-dollar pigs? So listen to this. I'm sorry. I'm going to just totally go off on this. It makes me so mad. 80% of processed food is GMO. So 80% of the food that's not in your and my cabinets, but 80% of the food, and those who are watching and listening today, 80% of their foods has GMO in it. Okay? Spliced with chemicals or spliced with, cockroach. Spliced with all kinds of craziness that you don't want in your body and that our body was never intended to be able to handle. God gave us seed. He gave us seed to grow crops, to eat those crops, not for man to scientifically modify that seed and think that somehow it's not going to affect us. Well, what are the effects? Watch this. In the last 20 years, 400% increase in food allergies since GMO has been widely spread, right? 300% increase in asthma, 56% increase in asthma deaths since GMO, 400% increase in ADHD. that then, of course, and again, the Food and Drug Administration, food and drug, they go together. These guys are in bed together. So let's make the population sick. Wait, look at the whole cycle. Number one, the greedy people behind the scenes of this, they want to make more money, so they pitch the growers, here, cheaper seed. It's going to grow faster. It's going to grow better, and it's not going to have as much problem with being eaten by insects because we packed the insecticide into the seed itself. Makes me so mad. Okay, so there's money on the back end, right? So then, we're going to make so much money. We're going to fatten everybody up. We're going to jack up their systems. And on the other side of the coin, then they're going to need more drugs. Food and Drug Administration, whatever. It makes me so mad. Okay, so we have 56% increase in deaths and asthma. Okay, 400% increase of ADHD. Wait a second. Hold on. Just checking. Do people have food allergies? Take drugs for those allergies. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. Do people with asthma have to take drugs? Oh, yes. People who are dying of asthma. What would that be? That'd be a hospital stay. Oh, more drugs, more costs. ADHD. Do people blindly, ignorantly, who have the ADHD or children with it, do they put their kids or themselves on drugs? Yep. 99% of them. Listen to this one. This is insane. And girlfriend, Vicky, I know that this blows your mind just like it blows mine. 1,500 to 6,000% increase of autism.
Yeah, it's been huge.
Okay, but listen, girlfriend, when you and I were kids, did you ever know anyone with autism?
No.
Never.
No, I did not.
I never even heard the word until I was in my late 20s and I saw the movie Rain Man. That was the first time I even heard the word autistic. Didn't know anything about it until that movie. And now I know a ton of people who have kids who are autistic. So we cannot sit there and say, oh, no, GMO does not have effect, and, the inoculations do not have an effect on anybody's health. Then what do you do to explain this? The natural evolution of man?
I'm there with you.
This is why a company like Amazing Foods is so important. This is why gluten-free, all-natural, totally nutrient-rich, packed foods are so important. Is because there's poison out there in your cabinet, in your fridge, in your freezer, and the outside freezer that you are spoon-feeding your kids and your spouse every day. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
The thing that's been holding you back is between your ears. It's time for a whole new mindset. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Friend, you know me. You know how passionate I am about my faith and the land of Israel. I'm so excited to tell you about something directly from the Holy Land. A good friend in Israel has teamed up with a good friend here in the U.S. to bring an incredible product that harnesses the healing power of the Dead Sea. Have you heard about Mud Zero? Face it, we may not like to talk about it, but some of us need help with removing unwanted hair, especially in unwanted places. Mud Zero is a solution for all skin types for men and women. Rub the mask on your skin, let it sit for 5 minutes, wipe it off, and you have smooth skin without the irritation. Then follow it up with a Depi lotion daily to reduce hair growth by up to 50%. Best of all, you can feel good knowing that over 10% of the profits goes directly to King's Ransom to feed the orphan and the widow. Go right now to mudzero.com and take advantage of an introductory offer they've created just for us. mudzero.com.
This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Your health is important. The health of your family is important. Today, for some reason, people in high places could give a rip about your health and your family's health. Therefore, you have to do something about it. You have to take that position of responsibility and live it to the fullest. Dani here shows about success, exactly. And if you don't have health and your family doesn't have health, you can kiss success goodbye. You can kiss it goodbye. Forget about it. Forget about it. You want to be in a doctor's office constantly with your sick kid? And all they're doing is giving you more drugs for the sick kid, diagnosing them with some lame, weird, new disease. And it's all related to the food that you're planting in their mouths. Joining me today is my friend, friend for, oh my gosh, Vicky, we're going on, I don't want to say it. Vicky, we're going on 30 years.
30 years.
Oh my gosh. I can't even believe we can say that. How did that happen?
Awesome.
Vicky is a mom of 4. Her and I were roommates together. Both of us, well, we should have been in high school, but we weren't. Vicky and I obviously go way back and share a whole lot of emotional baggage together and have worked through a lot of great stuff together. Successful businesswoman, mother of 4, homeschooling, mother of 4, amazing wife, cook, gardener, lives in Redding, California, owns a company, amazingfoodforhealth.com. Again, that's amazingfoodforhealth.com. Has all gluten-free products. You can find her products at Walmart. And the conversation is why? Why would a mother feed her kids gluten-free? Why would she choose to give her family organic? And so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the poison that's in our food and how that hurts our success and hurts our children's future as a direct result. And so, Vicky, I read the statistic. Gluten-free food is expected to be a $6.6 billion industry by the end of 2017.
That's what I understand. It's growing by leaps and bounds every year.
Why do you think that's happening?
I think people feel better. You find a direction and you feel better, and that's where you want to go.
So what happened with you when you chose to go, gluten-free and organic? I mean, you pretty much have been a health buff as long as I've known you, 30 years.
Yeah, we were kind of they called us the dirt people, the natural food people, the weirdos. They did. But organic has been a big deal in my life for many, many years, but gluten-free, in the recent years, my family has experienced some food allergies that, starting with my aunt and celiac disease. And I just started investigating. And as we moved towards that, we realized that my husband had an intolerance to gluten, and my mother, and we just made the switch.
Okay, so what's the intolerance look like? Like, what are the side effects of gluten for people?
It can look, it's elusive in a way that it can look like so many things. For some people, it's a gastrointestinal issue. You might accidentally eat some bread and then have an emergency bathroom trip. And I mean, an emergency. For me, I enjoy a difference in mobility. I've had 3 back surgeries. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I have less inflammation. I don't get out of bed like I'm 200 anymore. It's a big range. Some people feel it in different areas of their body. Sophia, my daughter Sophia, youngest, she has what they call chicken skin on her arms, or she did. And when we changed her diet and went away from gluten and moved to ancient grains like quinoa and amaranth, they're gone. So I've had mothers tell me in stores when I've done demos with product, they take their children off of wheat, they've moved to these ancient grains, and the behavioral issues that they've experienced with their children have gone away. Suddenly the child can be on a football team, on a soccer team without, the other parents requesting them to be removed for just extreme things.
Wow. Okay, so hold on. I really would love to give a list. So you're saying from, somebody that eats something that has gluten in it. And by the way, like American cheese has gluten in it.
I don't know. It's American cheese. Is that plastic?
It is plastic. Sure. Unfortunately, it's one of my favorites. I'm going to do it, but I know. Come on, you know me. Most of the time I eat super, super healthy. Every once in a while, I have to have that cheeseburger. And I will not have a cheeseburger without American cheese. It has to have that plastic cheese on it. I can't stand cheddar cheese on a burger. I can't stand Jack cheese on a burger. It's got to be the plastic cheese on that burger. And
well, now we know you're human.
Yes. Well, that happens a couple times a year, and that's it. That's not a daily, weekly thing in my life. No. But anyway, let's do this. We're about to cut to a quick break, but I want to come back, and I want you, while we're on that break, give me 10 things that 10 problems in people's bodies that gluten actually causes. And then let's talk about, where is gluten? Where is it? Where is it actually in our foods? Because it's often hidden. It's not just bread. It's hidden inside the products. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue helping you have better health right after this.
Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First steps to success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
Imagine living in a decrepit, unsafe hovel made of waste material on top of old mining tunnels that could explode and sink your home at any moment. Imagine no water to drink, no safe place to raise your children, no food for your starving baby. Imagine that your kids can't learn to read because they have to work to support the family instead of going to school. Could you imagine living in that kind of fear and hopelessness? This is exactly what families are dealing with in the poverty-stricken village of Santa Pancha, Nicaragua. These families can barely meet their basic food, water, and housing needs. We are transforming that village. Be a part of this miracle. I want you to go to the website now and learn how you can help. Go to kingsransom.org and click on Santa Pancha. There you can join with other warriors against poverty and help bring a miraculous transformation to Santa Pancha. That's kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
So, are you dealing with some health issues that you just assume, well, I just got to go to the doctor? Our family has been a family that we almost never go to the doctor. We rarely ever go to the doctor. I've always been a mom and a wife that treats whatever symptom it is that I'm seeing inside of my family, including anything that's happening in me. I treat it with nutrition. Obviously prayer as well, but prayer and nutrition. And so I have found, a gamut of things, whether it's essential oils or nutritional supplements or foods, specific foods that I pay attention to that cause certain things to happen. Like, for example, my grandson, I've been talking to my daughter about my grandson. He gets stomach aches all the time and will have diarrhea and just cry because his stomach is hurting. I keep telling her, Christina, this is a food allergy. Pay attention to what he's eating, because when he eats, log what he's eating, because there's something that he's eating that makes this happen to him. This isn't some random stomach problem. This is a cause and effect problem. Joining me today is my long time of almost 30 years, I can't believe we can say that, friend, Vicky Lead from Redding, California. This is where her and I went to high school together. She grew up there. I went to high school in that area. I dropped out of high school. She finished early. We both lived together. We're roommates, have been successful business women since that time. She's got 4 kids. I've got 5. She just had her first grandbaby. I've got 7 of them. Can't believe I have so many. Mother, she's a gardener in California, the place of this crazy drought. This woman has an amazingly gorgeous, in fact, check this out, this picture. She texted me this picture right before we started the program. Look what I harvested. Like, little booger. I mean, and I have a garden, I do the garden thing. She does the garden thing. And then she would be posting pictures on Facebook of what she's harvesting, these amazing tomatoes, all these herbs, all these vegetables. And then here's my little weak tomatoes. She's a master gardener, has a company called AmazingFoodsForHealth.com. You can find her products at Walmart, gluten-free and organic. You see, it's hard to find organic gluten-free products that are out there, but she and her husband have started this company. Walmart has picked their products up. She's an incredible success story. Vicky, we were talking about before that last break about what kind of health issues are associated with gluten and where is the gluten. So let's first talk about it, because you mentioned that your husband, he would eat something with gluten in it and be running to the bathroom. So that's one thing that gluten can do to the body. Okay, forget it. Your daughter who had a skin condition, so like chicken skin, that's not goosebumps. It's just kind of coarse skin on her skin. And that has went away since she stayed away from gluten and has added these new amazing grains, not new, they're old, they're ancient grains into her body, nourishing her body better. So her skin condition has cleared up. You mentioned that you had one of your customers that when you've been inside of a store doing a show for Gluten-free where they came in and said, oh, my son no longer, is a wild kid anymore, but since I've put him on these ancient grains, he now isn't being kicked off of the soccer team or the football team anymore. So what are some other stories that you've heard? Because you said your mother, your aunt, they also were found out to be gluten intolerant. What are some other positives, or let's say side effects of gluten that getting on ancient grades, especially organic ancient grades, can help somebody with?
Well, like we said with the child autism,
Yep.
it's a recommended diet for autism to remove gluten from that. Kind of that foggy head,
Yep.
that unclear thought is things I've had customers say that it's completely changed. And it swings where you'll have a child or a person who cannot gain weight. They can't, they're just wasting away, and they
Yep.
adjust their diet like that. And they find that it's because their body was just not getting any nutrients
Yep.
with the wheat. It actually blocks us. Autoimmune disease is another huge thing. Some neurological issues. I've had countless. I've probably had hundreds, more than hundreds of customers just want to stop me and say, I can't believe what an amazing change my life made. Or my child made, or my aunt made, or almost every family member, someone has something to share about how making a diet adjustment has helped them.
Wow.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Amazing food for life. Sorry, for health.com. Again, that's amazingfoodforhealth.com. Vicky Lead from California has put together organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, amazing, delicious stuff. You see, Vicky when she was in her test period, she had sent me a nice little care package of some cookies, like what do you call it? Ingredients for the cookies. So basically, forget it. Vicky, share what your product is. That's going to be much easier.
Well, I have mixes, so baking mixes to make things easier because we're working parents. So a cookie mix that you would have normally just picked up off the shelf, you just add eggs and butter or flax and coconut, whatever you want to do, makes it simple. You can have, chocolate chip cookies in 20 minutes that are completely organic and totally gluten-free.
And I tricked my family, Vicky. I tricked my
You did?
family with them. I totally did. I didn't tell them they were gluten-free. They're like, oh, these are really good. I go, yeah, Vicky, that's Vicky's recipe. She sent me that package. And then same with the pancakes. Totally tricked them. Just tricked them. And they loved them. They didn't know they were if they found out they were gluten-free and organic, they'd be like, Mom, you're trying to throw your health stuff on me again.
That is really what we're doing. I mean, because your family will eat what tastes good.
Yep.
Regardless of how many times you tell them how important it is to eat healthy, they'll eat what tastes good. And I was going for it. And when I prepare a meal, we have guests. I don't tell anyone we're gluten-free. We just enjoy our meal together. And that way, and after sometimes I say, just for fun, by the way, that was gluten-free.
And organic.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question. What are all the products that we can purchase from you? And can we purchase, because Vicky, you just saying all those things like foggy head, inflammation. You were talking about inflammation. You've had 4 back surgeries. You don't have inflammation in your back anymore. You don't feel like you're 200 years old when you get out of bed. Okay, between the skin condition, the digestive system for your husband, people that weren't able to gain weight. They're being starved of nutrition. We have 2 cousins that were that way. My husband has 2 cousins that, Timmy, he was just tiny. They called him Tiny Tim all the time. He would not grow. His brothers were big, but he's this little guy and he would not gain weight and he wouldn't grow. As soon as he found out that he had celiac disease, everything gluten-free, he's a man now. Like he is built and he looks great and he's healthy. Same with Naphtali, our cousin. Same thing. Gosh, she was just ill all the time and she will never go back. Ever. She will never, ever go back. She doesn't even come close to fudging on it because of how bad it was that she felt when she was on gluten products and didn't know, sick all the time. So what's the line of products? What can I buy? And can I get a case of it? I want to purchase a case of this. And because you're really convicting me right now, I bake bread. Do you know, Vicky? I've baked bread. I've baked 5 loaves of bread in 4 days.
I've seen some of the photos of the beautiful bread you
Challah
make.
bread. Yes, challah. And I've made artesian bread. I'm not kidding you. 5 loaves in 4 days, we've eaten them all. All. I baked every day, fresh loaf of bread to go with dinner.
How about if I send you some flour blend so that you can make a gluten-free organic challah?
Really?
Yes.
Is it going to work?
It's a new product we're actually launching this year. So the flour blend will be available starting January, but we'll have to send you some. You can bake your bread and take some pictures of it. I'd love to see it.
I will gladly post that on Facebook.
We also have the pancake mix, which is the organic, gluten-free, and also sugar-free. It has a little bit of organic stevia in it. Mm-hmm. So really nice for people with, watching their sugar, diabetics, that sort of thing. And of course, the all-important chocolate chip cookie, oatmeal raisin cookie, pizza, because that was a big deal at our house. Friday night pizza, you can't go without having everyone come home for Friday night pizza. And then we also have a wonderful vegan banana chocolate chip muffin mix. My husband used to like to drive through a particular coffee house for banana coffee cake. And that was a big thing he missed. So I said, I can fix that.
Wow. Okay, so you're making a bread mix, which is exciting to me.
Yes, flour mix.
A flour mix.
Make your own bread.
So you can make your own bread.
Absolutely.
And a bunch of other things. I can make my fried chicken if I have a flour mix.
Absolutely.
So you're really making it simple for us to get this poison out of our bodies. Now, I obviously do organic flour. So, oh gosh, okay, I think we have one more segment after this, but this is what I have to know. Why do you think, because people handled gluten just fine before. Like, there was never a bread problem when I was growing up, right? There was no gluten problem when I was growing up, when you were growing up.
No.
So what has happened to the flour? And we forgot to talk about this. Where is the gluten? So these two questions that we got to handle when we come back. Where is the gluten found in our foods? Where is it? The undetected places where most people don't think that it is. They think they're eating something gluten-free, but it's not gluten-free. So that is one. And then the second is, what has happened? Because man has been eating bread since the book of Genesis. Okay? 4,000 years we've been eating bread. Why is it now all of a sudden a problem in people's health? That we got to address. Because bread, Vicky, is my lover. Bread and pasta. Pasta. Come on now. I grew up in a traditional Italian home. You're an Italian woman. I mean, bread and pasta? I mean, I gave it up about 20 years ago when the whole Atkins thing arrived. But still, it's my lover. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Take a look at all the health issues you deal with every day. Coming up next, Dani and Vicky expose the truth that's hiding in your food. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
I'm so blessed that I found what is in Grooming the Next Generation for Success. This is a book that is being taught in universities around the world. It's been noted as the best book on parenting that has ever been written. Crazy, if you ask me. But the point is that this thing gets results. Get your copy today, 888-757-8880. Again, that's 888-757-8880. Or go to DaniJohnson.com. That's DANI Johnson.com. Get your copy today.
Helping you become all you were meant to be. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
There's something hiding in your food that could be giving you a stomach ache, and you can't figure out why. There could be something hiding in your food that's giving you foggy head, stressing you out, causing you to have less patience. There could be something in your food that could be causing you to run to the bathroom. Pain in your joints, as well as a number of other things, skin irritants, all kinds of things that could be going on inside of you and your family, and yet you continue to eat the poison because you just don't know that it's inside of there. Why would there be poison in my food? Something's happened very interesting. Joining me today, Vicky Lead from Redding, California, from the company AmazingFoodsForHealth.com. Again, that's AmazingFoodsForHealth.com. She is a personal friend of mine. We've been together for 30 years, having babies, building businesses. Vicky is one of those health buffs that actually introduced me to the health world 30 years ago. I can't believe that. 30 years ago was my first introduction to nutrition, starting with supplements. Her dad owned a nutrition store, and I happened to work for her and her father in the little deli portion of it. And that was the beginning of a whole new life because my family were drug addicts and alcoholics. This now put me in charge of the knowledge for my life and for my family to say, hold on a second, I don't have to live like that. I want to live healthier. I don't want to die young. I don't want my kids to have health problems. And so her and I both been a studier of this industry. What she's done that is so profound is that she makes it easy for all of us to eat healthy and makes it taste good. Amazing Foods can be found at your local Walmart and 400 stores around the country. But you can find it at AmazingFoodsForHealth.com. Read the stories that are on there. My last two questions that I have for Vicky, as I consider her an expert in the health arena, is one, when we were kids, we ate bread, there was no problem. Not only that, but this is interesting, Vicky. When we would buy bread, the bread went bad. Today, the bread doesn't go bad. I've tested it where I buy a loaf of bread and it lasts a month when it's in the pantry sitting out. It doesn't go bad, it doesn't grow mold, and it doesn't go stale. Now, when we were kids, bread went bad within a few days. But today, it doesn't go bad. So what has changed? Because man's been eating bread for thousands of years. It's a staple in the diet of people from all over the world. But today, bread is hurting us. What happened?
In my opinion, I believe we've talked about it just a little bit. It's what's going into our soil. It's the spray that's going on our seeds. When we were kids and beyond, before, wheat was tall and it blew in the breeze, and it was a once a year crop or a twice a year. You had winter wheat and spring wheat. Now you have a 16 to 8 inch high wheat that's turned 4 times in a year. It's been changed. It has chemicals in it. Those are the things that we're seeing. And to clarify, with gluten, you're talking wheat, rye, and barley. So there's an adjusted protein in these grains that is causing serious problems.
Yes. In fact, food allergies have risen by 4,000%. Increase of asthma, 3,000% in the last 20 years. GMOs have done this. 56% increase of asthma deaths, 400% increase of ADHD, 1,500 to and a speculated 6,000% increase in autism. All of these things, by the way, require more drugs, food and drug. Hello, they kind of go together. They're in bed together, it seems. And somebody's benefiting from hurting the seed. And the seed is hurting our physical bodies, which then people go and get on drugs instead of looking for natural alternatives. And so it does. It's alarming to me that bread, and I did a test. I bought a loaf of bread once, and I just want to see how long it's going to last. And after a month, I went, I'm going to stop seeing how long it lasts because it never turned green and it never went stale. And I know that's a problem. That's a real problem. And it has to have an effect on our physical body. Okay, so question. Where is the gluten hiding in the foods that are in people's houses?
Oh, good Lord, it's in so many areas. You can find gluten hidden in your salad dressing, in your barbecue sauce, in your soy sauce, in processed meat. Sometimes solution that gets injected into your deli meat has a wheat base in it. You really need to read the label in everything. And fortunately, laws changed this year where wheat has to be disclosed. So you look for that statement that says may contain, because it has to show, where in years past it didn't.
Mm-hmm. All right, so far, soy sauce. So you can buy organic soy sauce or aminos, right? Aminos that have it's still a soy product, and it's a non-GMO soy product. I use Bragg's aminos instead of soy sauce.
You can also buy gluten-free soy sauce now.
And you can buy, which is awesome. Yeah. So soy sauce, barbecue sauce, salad dressings, that's hidden places. Cheese, American cheese has gluten in it. Obviously, breads, just general breads you get off the shelf or in restaurants, those are all gluten-based. Yes. What else? Deli meats can have gluten in it. Ew. Why don't they just bake? Come on, man. It makes me so mad. What's so hard?
Think about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming, so check your turkey, because it may have been injected with a wheat solution to make it more plump.
What?
Yes, absolutely.
What else? Chicken?
Some, again, if it's a deli product, some things that have those solutions. Let's see. Some spices, a lot of times company will take a spice that's maybe expensive and they'll mix it with a flour blend, a wheat-based blend to stretch it so it's cheaper to use. So a lot of your seasonings that you'll use will have it kind of hidden in there. Most prepared food, anything that is cheaper to buy already made than if you make it at home, I would read that label.
That makes me mad.
Yeah, it's alarming.
It is alarming. So, and it's all about profits, right? Just as you were talking about the spices, like spices aren't spices anymore. We're now injecting a wheat product to make it expand, to make more of it so we can make more profits. This is, will there ever be farmers and people, I'm sure that, there obviously is because there's people making organics, that care more about the health of the nation than they do about profits? It's really sad. It's really...
The organic growth and things are really helping with that, really helping.
Yep. And that's what people should be doing is organic and budget for it. You know what? I love my grocery store. I'm going to be doing an interview soon. I can't wait for this, for HEB. That's our grocery store here in the South in Texas, is the best grocery store ever. All the organic products are cheap. That's enough of a reason for people to move to Texas. It really is. Just move by an HEB. I'm not kidding you. I can buy pasta that's organic for the same price as the regular priced pasta. He does not jack up the organic price. And not only that, but they have their own line of organics. So it's all incredibly affordable. The vegetables are almost the same exact price. The fruits are almost the same exact price. The milk is actually the same price as non-organic milk. Butter, all of it. I mean, all of the organic products are generally around the same price. It makes no sense why anyone would buy all the other stuff. And he's passionate about that. I love companies like HEB for sure. And I love this company, AmazingFoodForHealth.com. Again, that's AmazingFoodForHealth.com. This is Vicky Lead joining us today from California. By the way, you got to watch her on Facebook as well. She's an amazing gardener. Even in this insane drought where people are being fined up to $10,000 for using more water than they're supposed to. That's what California is doing. She's managed to grow. Look at this picture. This amazing garden. Here's the fruit that she picked today. In a drought. I mean, she literally could be teaching classes and doing videos. I talked about it when I was at her house recently. You should be doing a video on how to do this because people need to get healthy. They need to come out of the poisonous stuff that's in our stores and that unfortunately our government somehow thinks is okay for us to eat. It upsets me greatly. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
It's time to take on a whole new mindset. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
This is your chance. This is your shot. Get your copy of War on Debt right now. There's one waiting for you that has your family's name on it. And inside that package is freedom. Your family's freedom is on the inside of that package. All you have to do is open it up, press play, and start applying what I teach you in this program. 888-757-8880. You and I are going to help your family become completely debt-free in the next 5 to 7 years. Just imagine how that's going to feel.
Helping you become all you were meant to be. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Your health is important. Your family's health is important. I hope after today's show that you realize that it is. I had a blast having that conversation with my old-time 30-year friend about our foods. I am very passionate. I know. I got red. I got sweaty talking about this. And, you know, we all got to make changes. And you're not going to do it all overnight. Don't get all overwhelmed that, oh gosh, I throw everything away in my pantry. Well, that might not be a bad idea. But learning how to find gluten-free is the first. Learning how to find gluten in the food, learning how to see where the chemicals are and what to stay away from, and really watching other people's responses to these foods is important. And you can start small. And I think a small way to start, is using Amazing Foods for Health. Again, that's AmazingFoodsForHealth.com. You can find my girlfriend Vicky on her Facebook page, Amazing Food. That's the Facebook name, Amazing Foods on Facebook. So please find her there. Shout out to her. And the next time you're at Walmart, get a hold of some of her product or just order it. I'm going to order a whole case of it. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to order an entire case myself. And my family is not going to be happy about this, but they're going to be happy when we have put some more nutrition. I feed my family very, very healthy. The gluten thing we have not yet done away with. And so I think we're going to start going along that direction next for sure. So if this has been helpful and beneficial to you, please come on over to DaniJohnson.com and make a comment on today's show. We'd love to hear from you. And we'd love to get your opinion on GMO and non-organic and what's happening to our seed and all the health issues that are going on. We would love to hear your opinion on that as well. You can also say hello to us on Facebook. We've got an amazing community there. Come on over, join the community that is moving their lives towards success each and every day. And this right here, your health, is important. And if it's not in your equation for your definition of success, you'll end up working really hard, stressing your body out, and getting very, very sick, and then you have to stop working hard. Then you're going to spend time in hospitals. You're going to spend time with a bunch of pills, popping pills every day, dealing with pain. Try to work at your optimum when you've got a ton of pain in your body. It doesn't work well. You're not going to be performing at your best if your health is not doing well. Same with your kids, same with your spouse. I mean, anybody in your family that is not doing well health-wise, it is a burden on your success. And so for the reason of health, yes, and then the extra benefits of it, yes, you might want to start getting in the right direction with what you're putting in your mouth. Again, amazingfoodsforhealth.com and Amazing Foods on Facebook. Please go check it out and do what I'm about to do. I'm getting a whole case. Yeah, gonna get a whole case, and it's time. It's time. It's time. Absolutely. So this is Dani Johnson. We'd love to hear from you. We hope that you enjoyed today's program. If you'd like to see more programs like this, even more information about health, please let us know, because we're here to serve you each and every day. And freely you receive today's program, please share it. Share it on all your social media. Share it through email. Share it through text. Let others know. God bless you. See you tomorrow.
Did you hear that last segment? Do you know someone else who needs to hear it? Go to DaniJohnson.com, find today's show, and share it online. Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for more insights that will help you get to the life you've always wanted.
The whole story of how I went from homeless to millions is right here in this book, First Steps to Wealth. I'd love to give you a free copy of this book. Just dial 888-757-8880. You can get your free copy of this book. It's like a real book, my friend. You can get an ebook copy for free right now, or if you'd like to pay the shipping to get this $15 book to your house, I'd be happy to send it to you. 888-757-8880. Get your copy of First Steps to Wealth today and begin on a brand new path of some great success.